Julius Erving, the basketball legend known as Dr. JJ, just turned 75, and how he lives is sad in ways that will shock you. The man who soared through the air and changed basketball forever has faced struggles that most fans never knew about. From legal battles to financial hardship, this story reveals the truth behind the legend. Before Julius Erving became a household name, his path to basketball stardom was anything but smooth. Born on February 22, 1950, in Roosevelt, New York, Erving's journey began with one of the most complicated contract disputes in sports history. After leaving college early from the University of Massachusetts, where he averaged an incredible 26.3 points and 20.2 rebounds per game, Erving found himself caught in a legal mess between rival leagues. He signed a 4-year, $500,000 contract with the Virginia Squires in the ABA in 1971. But things got complicated fast. The NBA drafted him 12th overall to the Milwaukee Bucks in 1972, and he had also signed a $1 million deal with the Atlanta Hawks. 3 teams, 3 contracts, and lawyers everywhere. The Bucks claimed they owned his rights while the Squires went to court to keep him. Erving even played 2 exhibition games with the Hawks before NBA Commissioner J. Walter Kennedy ruled that the Bucks owned his rights and fined the Hawks $25,000 per game. On October 2, 1972, Judge Edward Neher issued an injunction that stopped Erving from playing for anyone except the Squires. The legal battle was so intense that it went to arbitration. Eventually, the Squires sold his contract to the New York Nets for $750,000. Plus player George Carter and rights to Kermit Washington. The Nets also had to pay the Hawks $425,000 to cover legal fees and fines. This resolution allowed Erving to shine in the ABA, where he led the Nets to championships in 1974 and 1976. His incredible dunking ability and smooth style revolutionized basketball. He was the player who made the slam dunk an art form, earning the nickname Dr. J for his surgical precision on the court. When the ABA merged with the NBA in 1976, Erving continued his legendary career, eventually winning an NBA championship with the Philadelphia 76ers in 1976-1983. But behind all the glory and fame, Julius Erving faced serious personal struggles that would shock his fans. In 2011, when Erving was 61 years old, he made a decision that surprised the basketball world. He auctioned off his most prized possessions, including championship rings and MVP trophies that represented his greatest achievements. The auction, conducted by SCP Auctions from October to November 2011, raised $3.5 million. Among the items sold were his 1974 ABA championship ring for $460,471, his 1983 NBA championship ring for $244,240, and his 1983 All-Star Game MVP trophy for $115,242. Even his final game-worn jersey from May 3, 1987, sold for $88,826. For many fans, seeing Dr. J sell these precious memories was heartbreaking. These weren't just pieces of metal and fabric. They were symbols of his incredible career, moments that defined basketball history. Why would a legend sell the very things that proved his greatness? The timing of the auction raised serious questions. Just as the auction was happening, Georgia Primary Bank filed a lawsuit against Erving on October 18, 2011. The bank claimed he owed over $200,000 on a loan. This wasn't a small debt. The original loan was for $1 million in April 2009, meant for investment in an Atlanta golf club. The loan was later reduced to $750,000, but Erving still owed $205,277.84. When he failed to respond to the lawsuit, he was ordered to pay $230,286.86, including interest. Erving denied that the auction was about money problems. In interviews with the Washington Post and ESPN, he insisted it was a long-planned decision. He said catalogs had been mailed out months before, and he wasn't a hoarder or collector. He even promised to donate some proceeds to the Salvation Army, a charity he had supported since his youth league days. But the evidence suggested otherwise. Reports surfaced about other financial setbacks. Erving had lost a Utah home to foreclosure. He had also lost $5 million in a failed golf course investment. These weren't small bumps in the road. These were major financial hits that would hurt anyone, even a basketball legend. The situation got worse when another lawsuit emerged. In February 2011, Mary Gilbert, a 71-year-old Manhattan woman, sued Erving for allegedly defrauding her of over $420,000. The case involved Kenneth Starr, a money manager who was later convicted in a $50 million Ponzi scheme. Gilbert claimed breach of contract and fiduciary duty, seeking lost profits and punitive damages. The connection to Starr was particularly damaging. Starr managed money for celebrities like Uma Thurman and Martin Scorsese. Erving was a partner in Commonwealth Investors and had made over $2.9 million over 15 years through this relationship. But when Starr's Ponzi scheme collapsed, it took down many of his clients, including apparently some of Erving's business dealings. Gilbert had met Erving in 1990 through Starr, and their business relationship lasted for years. When Starr's criminal activities came to light, Gilbert accused Erving of being part of the fraud. The lawsuit painted a picture of an elderly woman being taken advantage of, which was particularly damaging to Erving's reputation. These legal and financial troubles came at a time when Erving should have been enjoying his retirement. Instead of peaceful golden years, he was dealing with lawyers, court appearances, and public embarrassment. The man who had once seemed to fly through the air was now grounded by earthly problems. What made it even sadder was how these struggles contrasted with his basketball greatness. On the court, Erving was in complete control. His moves were smooth, his decisions were perfect, and his presence commanded respect. Off the court, he seemed to struggle with the same financial and legal problems that affect regular people. The media coverage was often harsh. Headlines focused on his debts and legal troubles rather than his charitable work or basketball legacy. For a man who had given so much joy to basketball fans, seeing him portrayed as someone in financial distress was truly heartbreaking. Julius Erving's story is ultimately one of human complexity. Yes, he faced serious challenges off the court, but these struggles don't diminish his incredible contributions to basketball and society. At 75 years old, Dr. J remains a respected figure who changed the game forever. His financial and legal troubles from 2011 show us that even sports legends face real-world problems. The pressure of managing wealth, making smart investments, and trusting the right people affects everyone, regardless of fame or success. Erving's experiences remind us that financial literacy and careful planning are important for everyone. What's remarkable is how Erving handled these challenges with dignity. Even when facing lawsuits and financial pressure, he maintained his commitment to charity. His support for the Salvation Army wasn't just a publicity move. It came from genuine belief in helping others, something he had done since his youth league days. The memorabilia auction, while sad for fans to witness, also showed Erving's practical approach to problem solving. Rather than hiding from his financial challenges, he took action. He turned his basketball memories into resources that could help him move forward. That takes courage and wisdom. Erving's legacy extends far beyond any legal troubles or financial setbacks. He revolutionized basketball with his aerial artistry and competitive spirit. Young players still study his moves, and fans still watch highlights of his incredible dunks. His influence on the game is permanent and positive. His early career contract disputes actually helped pave the way for better player rights and clearer contract negotiations. The complicated legal battles he faced made the system better for future players. Even his struggles contributed to positive change. Today, Julius Erving continues to be involved in basketball and community work. His charitable efforts never stopped, even during his most difficult times. He understands that his platform comes with responsibility, and he has consistently used it to help others. The phrase, "how he lives is sad," might capture attention, but it doesn't capture the full truth. Yes, Erving faced serious challenges, but he also showed resilience, maintained his values, and continued contributing to society. His life is complex, not simply sad. For basketball fans, Julius Erving will always be Dr. J, the player who made the impossible look effortless. His financial struggles don't change the fact that he brought joy to millions of people and inspired countless young athletes. His dunks are still legendary, his championships still count, and his influence on basketball culture remains strong. As Erving celebrates his 75th birthday, we should remember him for his complete story. The struggles make his achievements more meaningful, not less. He faced adversity both on and off the court and found ways to overcome it. That's not sad, that's inspiring. Julius Erving proves that legends are human too, and sometimes the most important victories happen away from the spotlight.